Welcome everyone, John here. Friend of mine just came by and I'm gonna hook him up with a necklace with that tiger's eye design on it. Just like that. But then I'm gonna bring a piece up underneath and do some, you'll see. Let me get out some wire. He's wanting to work with silver. I still gotta put a dimple in there. That's what we'll do. Let me get set up and we'll go from there. So I'm gonna show you what's going on with the weave before I even drill this little divot in this pendant here. But I'm doing a 3-strand. This is actually where this is going to sit. It's going to look like the tiger's eye that I just did. That will actually be right there. We're only going to need like that much of the weave. Not even that. And it'll be much smaller. You'll see. And then I'm going to have a piece that goes across here. Okay. This right here is going to be the back piece that holds everything in place. And it also becomes the bale. And you'll see it all come together here shortly. Right now I'm going to set my Dremel up. It's already set up. We're going to put a divot in this and then start weaving. All right. Go ahead and get this done here. Now, as you can see, I got this set in a bowl in some water, and it's sitting on a little piece of laminate pad. Whoop. And you can see, I got my little dimple there, but we're going to make it a little bit deeper. That's probably good enough. That's all I need. Let's get this noisy thing out of the way here. I'm going to start off by making a diagram like I had on the dry erase board. And that's just by drawing the outline of the stone. Drawing an outline, somewhat of an outline of not the best. As you can see, that's about what we need, and we are going to be using silver. 16 gauge, if I can get it to focus in. 16, 18, the tag's gone, 18, and I do believe 22. Didn't quite focus in, did it? Come on now. All right, we won't worry about it. I'm going to go ahead and pull me off some heavy 16 here. This is going to make the back structure, back frame, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to start off by giving myself about 3 inches past that. Oh, I'm looking for my pliers. Okay, so I'm going to grab it right about here. I'm going to bend it out. All right. And we're going to start bending it around. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It's got to be close. And I didn't cut myself any wire. I'll have to straighten that out. I said I'm getting it close. on here, right? And then from here, straight up. Let me back this up a little bit so you can see, get a better view of what I'm doing here. Now I'm going to straighten this up, but I'm just going to go ahead and clip it off right here. The clippers. Now these wires sticking up will be the bale. And we'll go ahead and do that now. And get me a piece of wire and then add me about 1 inch, because that's going to go down into there. It helps me keep it in place. And you do lose that, but you can make something else out of it. All right, I'm going to bring my board out, straighten this up, get set up, and be back. I got my pieces cut, ready. I straighten them out. Now the way I straighten them out, you can't straighten them out with the nylon tipped ones. So I basically go around everything with these all the way around, just like this, trying to get as much of the exposure on there as I can to flatten it. You see that? And you go around, all the way around, and you should have it pretty flat, right? So let's go ahead and insert this into there. I have the extra inch on there, but I'm going to put this right at the top. That extra inch is going to come out the bottom. We're going to slide it into place. And like I always do, we're going to go up just a 1/8 inch from the neck, right? And I need to pull this middle one up just a hair. Right there. All right. Lock it into place somewhat. And I didn't cut my line yet. So I'm going to pull off probably about 2 foot. It's usually what I need. And I just guesstimate it. At this point, doing these bales, I've probably done a couple dozen of them now. And yeah, this is amateur hour, so you guys know. Amateur hour. Let me get a zoom in on that. Get you guys in the right position here. All right, and yeah, we're just gonna start weaving it in and out. And I'm gonna stick about 1.5 inches past, just so I don't have problems holding on to it. All right, we're gonna go around this one. I'll pull it down into place. And I'm using a heavier gauge to do my wrapping now. So, wish me luck. This is the first time using this heavy gauge. We're going to do 3 wraps around each pole. All right, there's 2. Ooh, you see how that slides up? Once we get it going a little bit, I'll drop it down in there and lock it into place. So, 3 on that one. We're going to go over to that second one. Try to keep it level. Right? First I brought it straight across, then I dropped it down. It doesn't seem to want to do what I want. I might have to manipulate it. The pliers just a hair. I think that's pretty good. Bring it around. That's 2 wrappings around there. Just going to have to work with it. And this is the 3rd one. Oop. If I can get it around the right pole. Okay. Now if I need to break out the pliers, which I may, I'm going to wait until we go up a little ways. Now on to the 3rd one. I'm going to try to manipulate it with the pliers since it's a little bit heavier of a gauge. There we go. You see how I turn that? It's at an angle. Push it down. Rise it back up to where it needs to be because you want it to look like it goes across there. And all the way across to that 3rd one. I got my spools over here in the way. Well, you can't really see what's going on here. I changed the view a little bit. Okay. I think that's better. Each one of these you're going to have to work with this ain't that 24 gauge, that's for sure. Sorry about that. I got a light right above me here. And that's actually 3. Is that 3 or is that 2? Oh, that's 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. On to the 2nd one. Well, that dropped in there pretty good. Well, gonna have to manipulate it with the pliers. Gonna probably have to do that all the way up. Something like that. Curious to see how it turns out with this heavier gauge. Gosh darn it. I'm gonna have to raise that. It's just in the way. I think that's better. That's my 3rd there. Go ahead and bring it down. Use the pliers that time. Come around to that 3rd one over here. Well, I can't seem to stop hitting that camera though, can I? That's 3. Right, on across to the other side. Keep it level. Hold it in place. Bring it down. That seemed to land there pretty good. I am going to plier it together though. Like that. Bring it on around. Yeah, that laid in there pretty good. That was my 3rd. On to the 2nd one here. Hold this into place. Pliers again. Pull it into place. Drop this sucker back over the top. Pull it down. You definitely have to work it, that's for sure. My hands are all shaky. Use them pliers when you need to. Yeah, the guy who I'm doing this necklace for right now just showed up. We watch his son here and there. Turns out he was off school today for Lincoln's birthday, when our own daughter wasn't. That's actually quite funny. I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
She didn't.
I heard.
She wanted to stay home. No, you're not staying home. So yeah, we got this going on right here. It's moving along good. So yeah, this guy's a welder. He's going to be doing some welding for me. Although I can't do it. He's actually got a welder. I mean, he does, but it's more like a community welder. He just had his shop broke into. Had his helmet stole.
Yeah.
What's going on with that?
Oh, fucking company's gonna pay for a new one.
Watch the cursing. We're on film here.
Yeah, company's gonna pay for a new one.
Well, that's good.
They didn't call no cops or nothing.
Really?
Yeah, guess they're just gonna eat it.
You guys don't have video or anything?
Yeah.
There at that place?
We think it was a inside job because they came into the place. They knew there wasn't cameras.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Go figure, huh?
Uh-huh.
I'm going to drop this down. Give me a second. All right. Ooh. That was 3. I almost messed up there, didn't I? That dropped in right. That one did not. You know, I'm getting used to doing this so far back, eagle eye stuff. I got to look past the camera just to do this. Some of you guys know that. You're the one doing it. Dropped in there just right. Is that 3? That was 3. On to the last one over here. Just didn't want to turn in right. You know, I like using the pliers with the heavier gauge. Is that 3? That's 3. On back across, all the way over. Right? Got to open this one up just a hair. Keeping it level. Dropping it down into place. That fell in right, didn't it? Sorry about that. Boy, I almost can't see that. Getting to the end here. I think I figured out how to get that thing to lay in right. Coming around that first turn there. Doesn't matter because you still have to ooh, excuse me. Pull these together. Slide them down a hair because I want them all to be laying in there just right. I was off on my last, I mean, that was my first time doing this kind of weave, so I did one side opposite of the other. So on one side, you'll see these going across when you shouldn't. I don't know if you can't see it really. When I bring that around, I fold it back in my fingers. All right. Let's pull this back up here, right? I got into it with another friend of mine earlier today. David, you're going to have to learn. All these guys, they play from the team book. They're told what plays to play, and they play them. And that big guy, he's not really the big guy. It's somebody else. It's evident with the classifications that you have to be. And he's not even close to the top. And so who does hold those high classifications? Security classifications, that is. Who does hold those? It's got to be... I'm not saying. I'm just going to keep my mouth shut. No sense in arguing about religion or politics. That's the death of everybody. And that's what they want. They want everybody fighting. Fighting each other. Yeah. I mean, just by the security clearances that are above the president, just goes to show you that the president doesn't run the show. You know? I mean, people are just naive. Guess that's a lot of people's question. Main question, that is. Who does run the show? This will be my last one going across here. Actually, I'm going to probably dead end it with this one. All right. Let me back this up. And I want you to see this. Let me go ahead and show you this. That's how I have my polishing set up here. Yeah, just strapped down to the board. It's on there tight. And then I clamp it down. So I'll go ahead and pull this out of here. We'll take a look, move this out of the way. Yikes. So I'm going to take everything with it. Oh, shoot. All right. You get a glimpse of the little projects I got going on the side. I'm going to do some scrimshaw on this knife I made. You guys know what scrimshaw is? Look at that knife. Double-ended. Nice. Made the sheath for it. It's not done yet. I got a lot of work to do on it. Decorations. Decorating it. But this is what we got for this. All right. That right there. Now this is going to be the back. Now what I'm going to do is bring that around And I'm going to lock it into place. Snip this off. Let's just go ahead and do it. Okay, so it's going to be a little trickier with this heavier gauge here. I want to bring this around, right? But I want to bring it back into there. If I can get it to go. Okay. So it goes under that wire into there and then locks it into place. And you can still, with that 22 gauge, pull it and it'll pull. It's going to be tight. It's going to be hard to do a little bit. We're going to slide this up. Right there. Going to snip it off and then lock that into place. I can cut that. Right? Let's see if we can see it better. And I'm just going to fold that over. Here I am squinting. I'm squinting under the camera. All I did was bend it over. I'm going to force it down into there a little bit. Just like so. And you can't see it, right? And then we're going to take this piece, put a bend on it, all the way over, right? Just like so. We're going to smash that into place too. Try to get it in there as good as you can. Now this part of this is going to be behind. Let me go ahead and pull this out here. Okay. So yeah, that's how that looks. These are going to go over the top, through there, and then lock into that. Which I have to do a little finagling. Let me straighten this up and I'll be back. You can see it's a little off. So I'll be back. So I've got it where I want it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to lock this into place by doing the same thing as the other end. Right? I'm going to shove this down through there. Just as if you're going to tie it off. Right? And pull it through. And I got a extra amount here. So let's... And yeah... locked in there pretty good. So again, what we're going to do is end up clipping that off right there. Folding it over. Pushing it into place. We'll clip this off. You only need enough to hook it. Well, that shot off like a rocket. Grab the tip, about 1/8 inch of the tip. Bend it all the way over. Right? Oh, did I grab the wrong one? I gotta straighten it out. Sorry. Okay, now we're going to straighten that. All right, so you see it's all bent up. So I'm going to put them pliers on there just like so. Straighten that out first. It's going to want to turn on me. You just keep working it. I'd have to force some stuff up with your fingers if you need to. But that's pretty good right there. Now, that looks good. I need to bring these together right here. All right. Sorry about that. They're going to actually go through that hole. See that? So you want to end with the one in the center, if possible. You turn both these sides over, lock everything into place. Right? Now I got to straighten this out. Look at that. Yeah. I actually needed that a little bit smaller. Hopefully I can still attach to them. You can see I need to pull that back just a hair. Well, I'll tell you what, that's real close. Sorry about that. All right. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and bend it. Right? Actually, you know what? We don't need to bend it just yet. Don't need to bend it. Okay, we're going to set it out the side. And then I can start making the center eyepiece. Put the stone back in the drawer so it doesn't drop and break. I actually dropped my own necklace earlier and broke my piece. So I'm going to use some thinner wire for the deco piece that goes across the front. I'm using 18 gauge and 24 gauge. 18 here. Now these two pieces are going to go all the way across. I'll have to put the bead bend in the center, but I'm going to do that after I get it together. I have two, they're about 3-inch pieces. Everything's going to be different. 4-inch maybe, can't remember. Yeah, I think it's a 4-inch. I got a little tape measure on the board here. But yeah, one's going to go on each end like that, and then the ends will bend in. You'll see. Let me get set up and get to weaving. So in order to keep that bead in place, not only did I put that little dimple in there, we're going to run this wire straight through it. All right. That is actually what we're weaving with. So I'm just going to hook that over the center. Right. And we'll start weaving with it right off the bat. I use my handy dandy. It seems like it's wanting to move around a little bit. I'll move it over a little. Go ahead and zoom in too. I don't need very much. It's not even 3/4 of an inch. All right. Let me straighten that out here in a second. So we're going to start with the center. And that's gonna like lead into the eye, I guess you want to call it. All right, we're going to do 3. That was in the way. 3 turns on each one. I have to use my pliers on this. Straighten these coils out. Hold it in place. I can't get away with just using the dart here. Because it wants to push everything down, all the way down. So we got 3 across there. Now we're going all the way across. Across. Do a little moving around here so you can see it. We're going to go all the way across. Do 3 turns. 1. That laid in there pretty good. That was 2. That was 3. On to the second. 1. That laid in there pretty good. Ooh, missed the whole wire. That did not. That straightened out. That's 2. That's 3. I'll go ahead and use the pliers. Now, dart does come in handy to separate things a little bit if you need to. Then on over to the side. 1. 2. 3. Then on across. Okay. Keeping parallel. One, 2, well, that is 3. 1, 2, 3. On to the second one. Pull down in there nice. Hold it in place. That did not. That did not either. That's all right. That was 3. On over to the side here. 1, 2, 3. Let's go ahead and use the pliers on it. And then all the way across. Wrap this last one 3 times. That's 1, 2, 3. Onto the middle. 1, 2, 3. Let's go ahead and plier that. One, 2, 3, and on across. Take a look at it. I said you guys are getting a better view than I am. We'll do a couple more. 1, 2, 3, onto the middle. Little plier action. It's 1, 2, 3. Little plier action. 1, 2, 3, and across. That's looking pretty good. We really don't need much more than that. I'm going to do this right here, and then we'll play it by ear. I got to measure it. That's 2, and that's 3. All right, so I'm just going to wrap this a couple times around here. Pull it out. Okay, so at this point, we probably got just a little too much over the side, which is no big deal. We can back it up. But what I'm going to do is actually make these bends in here in order to put the bead in. Okay, we're going to go ahead and clip this off, bend it over. All right, we're going to bend it onto the back side here. So, and this wire is going to be going through the bead, so we want that there. Let's go ahead and bend that up a little bit so we can get a hold of it with snips. Take that piece off. Grab that little tip there and bend it over. Just like so. Crimp it down, crimp it down. Yeah, I probably don't need that much, but that's all right. All right, so we have the bead going in there. We need to bend that straight out like that. Gonna bend this straight out like that, right? And I think the wife's got her little pliers over here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab it with these. Start that bend, and then we're going to bring it right back out. And then we will wrap this. I'll probably start back up in here. Okay, so let's bend this top part. I have my bead right here. Woo! That's the thing with this stone, it's slick. That's pretty close. It's going to need to be a little deeper. with the wrap on there. I bent the wire a little bit here. Not a biggie. You can always straighten it out. I'm gonna straighten it out this way too. Now we still got another piece going in the center there. And I have that sitting right here somewhere. Oops, sorry. But what we're going to do, like I said, this wire we have to keep in there because it's going to go down through there. It's going to look like that. All right, so let's go ahead and wrap this and pull this out of the way. And I have some wire already ready here. Now I'm going to turn this back on itself once we're done. That way I can lock it into place. Let me get a look at it here. I'm just going to go like this because we want that on the back side anyway. And open this up a little. Right. And we're just going to start wrapping it around there. Nice and tight. And pulling it into place. I'm trying to wrap it as tight as I can so I don't have to use the pliers on it. It actually looks pretty good. If I can get it go through the other two wires right. Let's keep it going. Oh, shoot, bent that way out of whack, huh? We'll do some straightening out here in a minute. We still got to wrap both sides. And probably manipulate the size of the opening again, depending on the opening we got. Yeah. And I'm going to just keep bringing this around here. And I'm just going to go ahead and wrap some more because I think we're going to need it. Oh, bent it way out of whack. Be careful bringing it back, that's for sure. Yeah, I'm wrapping this with no brace or nothing. Like to have a brace. It's kind of hard to do it without no brace. All right. That looks pretty good. Let's drop the bead in there. Yeah, I like that. Let me go ahead and clip it off. Out there a ways. God dang it, I keep bending it all over. All right. Now we need to turn that in, right? So I'm going to turn it in on itself. I'm going to hold the back side. I'm going to pinch it just right, pull it around the other side. All right. Just like so. And I probably needed just a little bit more, so I didn't have to struggle with it. But that's all right. I'll get it in there. This is about the totally wrong way. Yeah, if you can leave yourself a little excess there, more than what I did right here, do that. Just pulling it tight might be a pain in the butt. I'm just trying to even see it now. Oh, I see it. Well, I'll tell you what, though, it's hard. There we go. I got it. I can keep you on camera here. All right. And pulled it tight. Now it's on the back side, right? We're just going to cut it off and bury it. Do not cut off the main wire here. That's for sure. I did that on the last one and then had to weave the piece in. I'm just going to leave that one on there for the time being. But we'll probably end up locking that in place. So that's what you got. Do some wire straightening out here. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm about ready for some dinner. I actually been working on this for a while. Okay, so let's write up the bottom. Let's get that finger poker out of the way. Pull that back. Go ahead and wrap this. Let me cut a piece. All right, you guys. I went ahead and did the bottom. I've already tied one side off over here. Clipped it off on the inside. You shouldn't be able to see that. This is all on the back side. I've already tied this one off. All we got to do is clip it without clipping this middle piece, because that's what the bead's going on. I'm bending it over. All right. Got a little manipulation there. And then I'm going to go ahead and turn this over on itself and lock it down. Right, just like so. We're going to force this back into itself here. Like so. Grab that backside and pull tight. Think just like that. Snipping off. Back here on the back side. Right. Then we'll push it down. Just like so. Now, okay. Now we can bring that centerpiece back out there. Straighten our wire back out. Let's go ahead and drop this bead into place. And that is actually how I want it, like that. Right, like that. So that will work. Now what I want to do is bend this back just a hair. That bend isn't far enough back on this junction here. And that's more of what I want. All right, so what I am going to do is get set back up, put my third piece back in there. Let's go. All right, so we're in the vise, and I am going to start by braiding that middle cord. Now what I had to do is put a bend on it to get it to go around there and still clamp into the vise a little bit to hold it in place. That way we didn't have a whole lot of trouble. But we're going to have some issues just getting started, I guarantee it. It's just the way it is. That's all right. This middle piece, that bottom part will bend back in on itself. Now, all right. Go around this once more. And bring it over to the side. This thing is starting to come together. And then all the way across. I would like to use my dart on this one. Still got to turn it though, huh? There we go. There's 3 turns onto the middle. I have to bring it down just a hair. There we go. All right. Onto the side over here. And then all the way across. Level that one out. And they're so small. You wouldn't think that you could tell, but you can. Definitely have to get used to it, that's for sure. Yeah, I like that. 3 on over to the side here. That's 3 all the way across. I think dinner's just about done. So is my shoulder. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah. All the way across around the back. It's getting harder. Short piece is getting shorter. I think this is about it anyway. I only need to get over the edge a little bit. Wire's getting too short. Okay, this is the last winding. Take it off, set it on the necklace, and see what we got. I'm ready for dinner. All right. Let's see what we got here. Boom. That's the piece that goes back. This is actually the right side. It's supposed to look like that. Yeah. That's it. Pull out the piece. Yeah. You gotta cut and turn this. But as you can see, you know how to do it. Most everybody does, I think. And turn it into there. Just turn it up a little bit. All right. Okay, so this is going to go around the back edge like this. Got to keep that in place, right? And bend over the edge. And you can see we have to pull this back to right there. Not a big deal. Now I've still got that in place. And I'm pressing it down also. In there. Now, we're going to bend this side over. Right? Then we're going to backtrack that to right there. So give me a minute and I'll be right back. All right, you guys, this is going to attach to the cage. Something like that. Right? Ooh. Actually, it's supposed to be like that. Okay. I'm not going to make you watch me do it. I'm going to go ahead and lock these down on both sides. Right? The 24 gauge pieces right here. Going to go ahead and lock that down and turn these over, the centers. And then we're going to lock this onto the edge of the cage. So let me do that and I'll be back. All right, you guys, we're ready to go. Here's my piece. We're going to set that on there just like so. Right? I'm going to put this on the back here. I'm not going to put the piece at the bottom. I think that's... My hand's cramping up. You! Oh, yeah. All right. I'm going to put that back in there. That's in my little dimple there. I'm going to bend these wires over. Right? And get a look. And we're good with that. Okay. I'm going to bend these over. All right. It's still in there. Yeah, that looks cool. Still got to put the bale over. Let's flip this over. Right. It's still in place, so what we're going to do is pull it back out a little bit. We're going to jam these underneath the rail here. Put them back down, line this back up. Right? I really need to put the clamp down on this. Right? In order to bend these over in the right position. It's got to be just about right. It's wanting to move on me. So yeah, locking on this back part is probably the hardest part of the whole thing. Doing these. You know what? We're just going to go ahead and bend these up. Right? Not as easy as it sounds. All right. Okay, so just drop that back into place. Right? And we want it right on that edge. Right? So at this point, I am just going to try to hold this and turn that over around the wire. Now it's going to bend that out of shape. So what I'll have to do is bend it back. Right? And that's about what I want right there. And then I'll close that up. Now I need to turn this other side. Finish pulling that around. I have to manipulate it back into its spot. That's all right. It looks good. Sorry. Let's clamp this together. Something like that. Well, we're way out of whack, huh? But let's slide that back into place, and I do believe that's exactly what we want. Right there. Oops, sorry. That right there. And from this point, we may have to move it up and down, adjust it just a little bit. But that right there gives us the opportunity to just flip it over and turn these into place. Okay. Can you guys see that? That's pretty close right there. So let's go ahead and turn these into place. Put a curl on it. Pre-curl, I should say. And I'm just going to go ahead and clip it off right there. Right back here. Well, you know what? We'll go ahead and turn it in. I think we can tighten it up a little bit. Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and turn this one. Oh, shoot. Pulled it way out of whack, huh? Drop it back in its hole. Boy, this side began to be a pain in the butt, didn't it? Oh! Get that into the space, right? All right. But I'll tell you what, once I do the bale, it's going to be locked in good. Look at that. Yes. Let's just, without further ado, I'm just going to start bending these. And you know what? I put my bend on the wrong side. Give me a second. I got to put it on the other side. Yeah, I hit it the wrong way. So what we're going to do is put a bend on it right here, right? Start bending this right into the hole. Right? Actually, you know what? I need a little more. Okay, let me back this up a little more, and I'll be right back. You had to back it up a little bit. Almost didn't have enough to lock it into place. So we're going to bend this bale just right to where these go through there. We're going to have to do some manipulation here. And you know what? I forgot. I gotta. Well, it's not so much a secret weapon. flat that out a little bit. Okay, so here's the point where we lock it into place for good, where it's not going anywhere. We're going to send one to one side, one to the other. And it will get locked. We'll adjust this over a little bit. Look at that. Yeah, I like that. Gotta tuck that wire right there. Let's go ahead and take these under and lock them into place. And you can see that just runs the inside all the way around. And it just pulls it tighter. That looks good. See that? Yeah. Let's go ahead and bend this over. Boy. Don't have much to go with here, but I'm going with it. Get it right on there to turn it underneath. Oh, it's already locked into place. Let's go ahead and lock this one. We're almost done with this video. I wouldn't have even done this, but this is kind of like a late Christmas present. I told them I was going to do one, but the one I was doing didn't turn out very good. Didn't quite want to work the way I wanted it to. It is what it is. So, at this point, we're locking this video down. We're done. Oh my gosh, that sucker's in there tight. Yes, it is. Straighten it up a little. Yeah. Put a little clamp right back here. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Look at that. Let me zoom in here. That turned out great. That turned out great. I like it. Still got to do something with this little wire here. Oh, it's a loop. Push it back up underneath there a little bit. He's going to have to live with it. I'm not messing with it. All right. With that, like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You guys have a great week.